Hey guys, what's going on? In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make designs inside of Photoshop for your clothing brand. I'm going to be showing you guys how to add that black and white threshold effect to your design assets. I'm going to show you guys how to make a mask and how to paint on them in case you want to get rid of parts or you want to add some parts. And finally, how to get your designs print ready by removing the black. All right, so these are basically going to be the tools to help you guys design in Photoshop. I'm teaching you guys the basics. Today we're also doing a LVX Super Saiyan 4 combination. Don't ask me why, mind your business. That's what we're doing today, okay? If you have any suggestions, put them in the comments. I appreciate the love y'all been showing me. I'm gonna have timestamps available in the description so you can skip to whatever part you want. And last thing, if you want me to design for your clothing brand, just fill out that form in my description and I will get back to you. All right, let's get to the design. I want to show you guys how to add the threshold to your design assets, maybe model, character, whatever you have. I'm going to show you guys how to do that black and white effect, right? So you see I have the greatest SSJ4 Goku film, right? Now first I'm just going to, how I do it is I select the subject to see what it outlined, because I want to check and see if it outlined it good. Okay, and I'm not gonna hit remove. I'm going to create mask from selection, right? And now that cuts him out all the way. But this is something I want you guys to pay attention to. I'm going to turn this off as well. Sometimes when you cut out objects, you'll have this white outline right here sometimes, right? So depending on the project, there are a couple ways to go about this, but I'm just going to show you what I do in this instance. Since there's already like a black stroke around him, I'm just going to add a thin one covering that. And also, it's not the biggest deal because we are making this, we're adding threshold to it, but I'm just letting you know for future reference. Label your layers. Okay. And then before I add anything, I'm going to convert this to a smart object. So the reason why I do this is sometimes effects apply better when it's a smart object, right? I don't know why. I just found in my experience that it does. Okay. So we're going to add that stroke to it. So double click the layer. It'll bring up the layer styles. Now I'm going to go to stroke, and also maybe let me zoom in so you guys can see. I'm going to go to stroke. I'm going to change it from outside or position to inside. All right, and you see how the white disappeared, but I'm just going to make it thin because I don't want to stick it out too much. All right. So on the inside, black, simple. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to image, adjustments, and then threshold. Right. So now it has that black and white effect that I was talking about, but this is not what we want. We're going to play around with it. So you want to play around with it. So we want to see what we like. I want to see like this. So I'll just okay it for now. I'm going to change the background so I can see a little bit better. But I think I like this I think this is a pretty good amount. I wanted to see some of the details. Now we can still see the hair, right? Know where the light's hitting it. You can see the light hitting his body as well. So it's a good amount of contrast there, right? And so also, because it's a smart object, it allows us to just go ahead and change it whenever we want, right? We're gonna minimize that for now. We're gonna bring back the LV. Okay. And so that's how you would add threshold to your designs. You're always going to have to play around with it and see what works and what doesn't. You'll see in the tutorial with the other assets that I have, I will change it around need be, right? So it just takes practice, reps, right? And you'll find your flow. Now that we added the threshold, I'm going to show you guys how to mask this guy into the LV logo right here. Okay, so to do that is very simple. All you have to do on the Mac, it's Option, but on PC it would be Alt. So Option, and you want to bring your mouse or cursor like in this area right here, right? And then it'll go into it, right? Because I have a color overlay on it, it's basically on top. So let me to correct that, right? We don't want that. So to correct that, I'm going to turn this into a smart object. Once again, Option, Mac, Alt for PC, right? And now he exists inside of the LV universe. Yo. But nah, yeah, so he is inside of the LV. And it's pretty simple. So anytime you want to put like objects inside one of another, then make sure that that object is on top. The object that you want is on top. And then Alt, Option, click, and then here we are, right? So that's how we mask objects into each other. Okay, so now I'm going to show you guys how to do non-destructive editing, right, with layer mask. So now we have our Shenron right here. He is in, let's label him. He is a smart object, right? Remember, smart object, we have the threshold on him. Now we're gonna hit this gray rectangle, white rectangle, gray circle at the bottom down here. I'm gonna get our brush, make sure the mode is at normal. Okay, and so like I placed this in a way where it makes sense. And so now I'm gonna erase the parts that I want to go behind. So make sure, oh yeah, we have your brush tool, push B for your brush tool. You can adjust the size with the brackets next to the letter P, and make sure the color is black, and make sure you are on this layer mask right here. This is the regular object and this is the layer mask right here. Okay, so now let's erase the part that I don't want. Okay, just erasing parts that I do not want. Okay. So this is just real quick, just for showing an example. I erased the parts that I don't want, and I'm going to do it a little bit further. Okay, perfect. Now you see how that looks. Looks like it's coming right under, going up there. So let's finish off this top part. I'm gonna tweak it a bit more, right? I'm gonna tweak it a bit more, but just to show you, just example, see how now it looks like he went behind it, right? Excuse me. But basically, you can use this as a way to remove those parts. And if you want to bring it back, if I want to bring it back, I just hit X and it switches the brush to a white color and I have everything back, right? Control Z, right? And then switch back to color, hit X. So now that's how you remove parts without actually destroying the whole thing. So if you make a mistake, you can just bring it back with the white. All right. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and continue working on it, and I'll show you the final product. Okay, so now just played with the dimension a little bit. Try to make it seem like this is going behind it. But yeah, try to make it seem like Shenron is going behind it, and that's how you use the masking tool, the layer mask tool. Anything mistakes you make, you can just bring it back, and yeah, this is the final product. So I have a folder and I have all my assets in here, from Shenron to the different versions of Goku, right? I have them all in this folder. And when I turn the background off, you'll see that the black is removed from there. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that, right? So first things first, make sure your whole design is in this folder, okay? And to make a folder, all you do is, let's say, okay, you can just go like this. Shift click, select what you want, and then hit Command G, right? I forget what that would be on PC, but on Mac it's Command and G. It'll put them into a group. Okay, so now that we have everything in the group, I'm gonna show you guys what I did, right? So this brings back the black, right? So I'm gonna show you guys in your blending options. When you double click this layer, make sure you're on here, blending options. You're gonna see these little arrows at the bottom. You're gonna hold Option on Mac or Alt on PC, hold it, so then it'll take one side of it, and then it will remove the amount of black to your liking. So if I want to take out everything, right? So you gotta see what's good, what's a good enough amount for you. Make sure you're holding Alt, Option, take out much black that makes sense, right? Because we don't want that on our final design. This is how we make sure our files are print ready, right? And now the black is gone, but this is here because this is like a drop shadow. I wanted to have like a drop shadow effect, right? So all right, so now I'm going to turn the black background on, and you see everything is filled in, but then off, right? So it's just, the ink is just printing the white and the red, right? All right, guys, if you've made it this far, I just want to say thank you very much. Please, if you are getting value, if you learned anything, just drop a like, subscribe. It helps me out. So from this part of the video, I'm just going to do a time lapse of me designing every technique tool that I showed you guys earlier in the video. I used the same techniques to make this design. The only difference is I'm just showing you a sped up version. But everything I taught you will help you be able to make a design. It's up to you to use your creativity, to use it, right? To use your creativity to put your own spin on it, right? I have more videos like this. If you guys want certain design tutorials, let me know in the comments. See if I can do a video on it and help you guys achieve that style. But if you want to see how I made this design, that is the rest of this video. It's going to be sped up. It's going to have some music, catch a vibe. You could probably throw it on while you making your own design, right? And you just see everything that I'm doing. Y'all been showing crazy love. I appreciate every single one of you showing love, watching, supporting, throwing a like. I really genuinely appreciate it. Once again, if you guys want to work with me, just fill out that form in my description and I'll get back to you. All right, guys, have a blessed night.